Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to farm Excalibur. If you didn't pick him at the beginning of the game, Excalibur is kind of frustrating to grind for because you have to do a few things before you can just jump in and kill the boss, which drops his parts. The number one thing that you have to do is collect a resource known as Animo Beacons, which you actually get from killing the boss, but except you have to kill the boss not on the boss node on Pluto, if that makes any sense. So if we go ahead and we head up to navigation here, and we take a look at the node which actually drops the Excalibur parts, which is called Hades, you're going to see that below the enemy level, it says that you are required to have 40 Animo Nav Beacons before you can jump into the mission. I own 371, but I got those just by casually playing on Pluto, but if you're a newer player, you most likely won't have these, and the only way to get these is to play missions on Pluto and kill the boss, which you'll be killing on Hades, as he randomly spawns in while you're playing free missions on Pluto, if that makes any sense. So what I recommend to you guys is, if you're going out of your way to farm the Animo Beacons by killing the boss called Ambulus, who's going to randomly spawn in, go ahead and play on Outer Terminus. I was able to make him spawn on Wave 2, and I just completely melted him by using Mace's Peacemakers, and I'll show you the build that I was using on my pistols to sort of allow that to happen. This boss is going to be weak to radiation damage, I believe, so you want to have a mixture between radiation damage and then also your magnetic and toxin damage on another weapon to take down shields and stuff off the other corpus enemies which are roaming around. So this is the build that I used on my pistol, which is what I used to basically kill the boss with Mace's Peacemaker, because Mace's Peacemaker will take the mods from your secondary weapon, and then that will basically, like, you know, tally up to your total damage output. And then we take a look at the Heck build that I was using in that little gameplay clip as well. Even though, you know, I wasn't necessarily shooting the Ambulus with the Heck, this is just something that I also brought along because it's a very easy build for newer players to understand. If you don't have the Prime mods, just go ahead and swap it out with the regular version, so regular point blank, and then you should be good to go. Like, all of these mods right here are obtainable in-game as of me making this video, basically. So this is a pretty good build to go with as well. But other than that, it doesn't really matter what frame you use, just make sure that you can survive and make sure that you can withstand the level 30 enemies. What I recommend is ranking up your Vitality mod, because that's going to give you more health, and obviously your armor scales with your health in this game. So if you're running Redirection over Vitality, go ahead and make the switch. Just jump over the Vitality and then clear the rest of your mod slots for something different. So you can see right here, most builds only ever run Vitality, and even if the Warframe shields are super high, we never really go for Redirection because there's too many things in the game which will eat through your shield, such as like Sapping Ospreys. They will just completely obliterate your shield. There's Slash procs, there's Toxin procs, there's just so many things which can make your shields pretty much useless. So that's the number one tip for sort of surviving versus these higher level enemies if you're a newer player and you're looking to farm Excalibur. But other than that, all we have to do now is jump into Hades on Pluto, and this is a very tedious farm because it involves a lot of waiting. Okay, it's not so much the fact that the boss is hard or anything, it's just it's going to be a lot of waiting. So I showed you guys my Nova build back there, and I'm going to be using Nova because in my opinion Nova makes this boss like a hell of a lot easier, because like the enemies are going to be super slow and they're not going to be able to reach the boss whenever he's down, because what's going to be happening is we're going to be putting the boss into a down state, and then we're going to hack him, and then once we've hacked him, we're going to have to sort of protect him. So it turns into like a semi-defense mission whenever you've basically killed this boss, and we're going to have to do this like I think 6 times, because it's kind of like a miniature lore like sort of input. Okay, I guess that makes sense, but like a lore entry, that's the word that I was looking for. 1 dirt per video. But so all we're going to be doing is making our way over to the actual boss fight itself. Should be relatively fast to get to. Just going to go ahead and get my energy back with my energizing dash there from my Xeneric passive. Not passive, sorry. I'm used to calling it passives because that was pre-Focus 2.0, but because it's Focus 2.0 now, it's no longer a passive. It's like an ability, so I guess it's an ability. But let's just go ahead and open this door. Friendship doors in single player, easy peasy. Go ahead, jump free, kill these guys. So you see that I'm basically one-shotting these guys with the Heck build Obviously, I do have Prime Point Blank on, and that's a big factor whenever it comes to my damage because it's increasing my damage by a decent amount. But if you just go ahead and, copy my build the best you can, then you're going to be getting a lot of extra damage from the elemental mods, the multi-shot mods, all that there good stuff. So just, if you're having trouble killing the regular Corpus enemies, go back, pause the video whenever I'm hovering over my Heck build, and then you should be good to go. I kind of stuttered there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So that's 2 derps. Keep that written down. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get through this door. And this is where the boss fight sort of begins, kind of. So you're going to want to hack this console. Very easy to hack, but then again, I've been playing this game for 4 years, so, I find most things in this game easy. Just go ahead and one-shot that guy. I also notice that the enemies around here are relatively lower level as well. Level 20 over here. So all we're going to be doing is jumping into this big field, waiting for the first boss to spawn. Once the first boss is spawned, go ahead and, crowd control him or just kill him. He's level 45, so bring out your Pandero or whatever, and then just kill him like that. Hack the back of him, and then you're going to have to wait for, 2 minutes. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and, I guess, speed up the part of this, or this part of the video. It's 3 derps. I can't speak today. I don't know why, but yeah, this is basically what you're going to have to do. So just, if you're playing as Nova, just go ahead and press your 4. Make it so that the enemies are super slow, like you can see there, and then if they do get close, just obviously just one-tap them with whatever weapon you're using. Should be very straightforward, and then you're going to have to rinse and repeat this 4 times. So yeah, so after you defend this here guy, again, just rinse and repeat, and then you're going to have to get your animal beacons again if you've only farmed up to 40, so it's a very, very tedious grind. So you have to keep on getting all your animal beacons, you have to keep on coming in here, hacking, defending. It's a very long grind, and this is why you recommend to newer players to always pick up Excalibur, because honestly, Excalibur is a great frame, but the amount of time that you have to invest in here, and just the amount of time that you have to also invest outside of here to get in here, not really worth it in my opinion. That's, again, just my opinion. Just been playing this game for 4 years. It's fine. It's fine. It's, whatever. Let people choose Vault or Mag. It's fine. It's not like this is a massive time sink or anything. It's fine. It's fine. Put it in the comment section. It's fine. Is it fine though? I'm pretty sure it's fine. But anyway, once this here one is defended, obviously there's going to be 2 Ambulists that spawn in. So you're going to have to hack them both at the same time and then kind of just keep them at bay. I do recommend doing this solo because, I mean, it's just a lot easier solo. There's less enemies that spawn in and stuff like that. So you see he's getting picked up now. And then he's going to go into that big ship over there because that ship is going to take him over there. And then once you have 4 of them hacked, they're basically going to destroy that ship. Spoilers. So, yeah. So now we're going to do the 2 at once stage. And then I'll probably skip through the 2 at once stage and show you guys the big explosion at the end as soon as my last Ambulance is about to do his thing. So yeah, we'll hit the 2 of them. Oh, never mind. Okay, there's not 2 at once. Maybe the 2 at once only happens in multiplayer, so whenever you're playing co-op. So maybe you have to do these all individually, or maybe it's after this one, I don't know. But I'm just going to go ahead and skip ahead to whenever I have this all done. Make sure those little repair drones don't go back and repair the Ambulance, because if he gets repaired and he gets repaired 3 times, then it is game over, so you don't want that to happen. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and skip this part now, so I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, so whenever you get to the last Ambulance you need to be hacked, that's whenever the double Ambulance starts to spawn in. So you see that I have one sitting all the way over here, and then I have one all the way over here. What you'll also notice is the big ship that's in the sky, that's going to start shooting at you like halfway through the fight. So you're going to have to avoid that, you're going to have to avoid all the enemies, and you're going to have to make sure that the little repair drones don't repair the Ambulance, because if they do repair the Ambulance, then it's, like I said, game over if it happens 3 times. So just make sure to keep your M Prime up, use energy pads or whatever, or it doesn't really matter what frame you're playing. You don't even have to play Nova. You can make this easy playing Vauban, you can make this easy playing Equinox. It just really depends what you're into. Just make sure that you're playing a frame that has a decent amount of crowd control that you can recast whenever you need it, really. So that's basically all the tips I have. Make sure to be using a high crit weapon with radiation damage on it, and that'll make this fight a breeze. Of course, right now I'm using the Pandera, which has 7 form on it, and it has prime mods and stuff like that. But you will be able to get similar results if you just go ahead and, you know, form it up, throw on your elemental mods, throw on Hornet Strike, Power Diffusion, Lethal Torrent, etc. And then obviously your crit mods. If you don't have the prime versions, that's fine too. Like if you're just running the regular version of Pistol Gambit and Target Cracker, that's totally fine. At least you're getting crit, and at least you're getting consistent crits, which is good, and that'll up your damage as well. So you'll see that the ambulance is getting sucked into the ship, and then that is all that we needed. So you're going to be heading over there to extract, but you may want to take a look at the big explosion, which should hopefully happen, implying it doesn't bug. So sometimes this bugs and sometimes the big explosion doesn't happen, but all you have to do is pay attention to the dialogue or the back and forth between the Syndicate bloke from the parent sequence and then obviously the bad guy, which is like making these ambulances and then, you know, saying that they're indestructible and even if one dies, we can repair it and blah, blah, blah. So the ship goes to take off, and then the ambulance just goes ahead and goes ham in the ship and blows it up and kills that bloke. And yeah, big explosion. So that is basically it. That's it over. And that took a very long time. So if it's 2 minutes per ambulance, 4 times 2, you know, 8 minutes to farm one single piece of Excalibur. That's not including farming your animal beacons beforehand. Obviously you get animal nav beacons here as well, so it's a little bit less grind intensive, but you know, you're going to be getting a random part every single time, which kind of sucks. So you know, what can you really do about it? But other than that, guys, that is it for farming Excalibur. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them. Here's a last look at the build that you'll be using on your Pandero. So you have your radiation damage, obviously very important if you want to just melt through the ambulance. You can basically mimic the exact same thing on your shotgun as well. So all you'll be doing here is you'll be taking off Chilling Grasp and Contagious Spread and then swapping that out for Incendiary Coat right here beside Charged Shell, and then you can throw on, you know, whatever it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw on Contagious Spread, and that'll give us radiation and toxin damage, which is pretty good. So you can see the damage numbers here. Pretty cool. Just go ahead and exit out of that to get rid of the red numbers so we don't confuse you guys. And this would be the build that you'd use on your Heck if you didn't own like a high crit secondary. So this build is going to be like if you're using the Axe Stiletto, if you're using the Axamati, if you're using the Twinger Katas, this is the exact same build that you use. If you don't have hydraulic crosshairs, all you have to do is do this, swap you know, Prime Heated Charge out with Convulsion, or not that, sorry, don't do that. Keep Prime Heated Charge there, put Convulsion right beside it, take off Hydraulic Crosshairs, and then just go ahead and throw on another Elemental mod in its spot. So Pathogen Rounds, again, you're going with your Radiation and Toxin, you're getting more damage and stuff like that. So other than that, that is pretty much it for farming Excalibur. I might as well show you guys the Nova build again as well. So you need to get 145% Power Strength for the maximum slow, Intensify, Power Drift. That'll get your 145, and then the rest is just throwing on a buttload of duration, Constitution, Prime Continuity, Regular Continuity, Narrow-Minded. That'll get your duration, Streamline for the efficiency, Prime Flow for energy sustain, Vitality so you don't die, and then you have a slot to yourself to throw on whatever you want. I just had Vigor on there because I like having 420 shields, and yeah. That's pretty much it. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.